What do you do when the person you built a life with suddenly becomes a stranger? When the home you created together starts feeling like a museum of memories you can't touch anymore? When betrayal doesn't come crashing like thunder, but slips quietly into your marriage like a shadow you didn't notice until it was too late? I never imagined my life would reach a point where I questioned everything: my marriage, my future, my identity as a husband, a father, even as a man. Yet here I am trying to gather the scattered pieces of something that once felt solid, dependable, and unbreakable. For 7 years, my wife and I built a life together brick by brick. We weren't perfect, but we had a home filled with routines, responsibilities, laughter, occasional frustrations, and 2 beautiful daughters who made every struggle feel worth it. I always believed the foundation of our marriage was strong, maybe not flawless, but solid enough to withstand hardships. But the truth is, sometimes the quietest cracks are the ones that destroy everything. It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen in a dramatic explosion. It happened slowly, silently, subtly, like emotional erosion. The kind you don't even notice until suddenly the ground beneath you collapses. Her family had been going through absolute chaos, emotional breakdowns, unpredictable conflicts, patterns that drained her mentally and spiritually. Every phone call from them was another crisis. Every visit left her emotionally exhausted. I watched her day after day carrying burdens she didn't deserve. Life around us became heavier, busier, more chaotic. She handled so much. I handled so much. But instead of facing life side by side, we somehow ended up back to back, facing opposite storms. I didn't see the distance forming at first. She was tired. I was tired. Our kids demanded constant attention. Bills kept piling up. Work never slowed down. Life kept stretching us thinner and thinner. We shared the same house, the same bed, the same responsibilities, but emotionally we were becoming strangers who passed each other in the hallway. There were moments where I sensed something was off, moments where she seemed far away even when she was sitting right beside me. She spent more time on her phone, not suspiciously at first, just constantly distracted, preoccupied, drained, staring into her screen like it was the only place she could escape to. I told myself not to worry. I told myself she needed space. I told myself she was overwhelmed. I told myself everything was fine. I never expected betrayal. Not from her. Not after everything we survived together. And yet I missed the signs. 6 months ago, she crossed the line I never thought she'd cross. She didn't just talk to another man. She let him into her emotional world. She let him into the space that used to belong to me. And the worst part, it wasn't just any man. It was someone connected to me. Someone I once trusted. Someone I never imagined would be part of my story in this way. When she confessed, I felt time freeze. Not in a dramatic movie-like way, but in the quiet, soul-crushing way where your mind goes blank and your body feels heavy, like gravity suddenly tripled. I sat there in silence, trying to process what I was hearing, trying to understand how someone I loved so deeply could look me in the eyes and admit something so painful. But the part that broke me most wasn't even the affair itself. It was her response afterwards. She didn't cry. She didn't apologize. She didn't cling to me, desperate to fix us. Instead, she looked straight in my eyes and said she wanted a divorce. I couldn't breathe. It felt like I was being hollowed out from the inside. Pain so deep it didn't even feel like pain at first. Just numbness. Just disbelief. Just a strange emptiness where my chest used to be. I tried to understand. I asked questions. I begged for clarity. I tried to reason, to communicate, to fix what was breaking. but she had already emotionally left the marriage. For months, every attempt I made to rebuild was met with coldness, distance, silence, disinterest. I'd reach out, she'd pull away. I'd try again, she'd shut down again. I felt like I was trying to revive a marriage that she had already buried. Eventually, after countless rejections, something inside me simply broke. Not in an angry way, not in a dramatic way, just quietly, peacefully, like someone finally accepting the truth after fighting it too long. I let go, not because I wanted to, but because I didn't know what else to do. When I stopped fighting, when I finally stepped back, when I accepted the possibility of losing her, that's when she suddenly came back. Not physically at first, emotionally. Her tone changed, her behavior changed, her body language changed, her words changed. She said she didn't want the divorce anymore. She said she wanted to make things work. She said she realized what she was losing. But part of me wondered, was she coming back because she loved me, or because she was afraid of being alone? I told her I needed time. For the first time since we got married, she moved out. She lived alone. She had to sit with the silence, the loneliness, the consequences of her decisions. And that silence hit her harder than she expected. She reached out to me more. She apologized more. She cried more. She admitted she made mistakes. She admitted she didn't know who she was without our family. But then came another blow, the kind that reopens wounds you're trying to close. During our separation, she wasn't just healing. She wasn't just reflecting. She wasn't just trying to fix herself. She was still talking to him. And when he cut her off, she reached out again. And if that wasn't enough, she was also spending emotional time with another guy. Nothing physical, according to her, but close enough that it made my stomach twist. Postpartum depression, loneliness, emotional instability, feeling lost, feeling unwanted, feeling disconnected from life. That's how she explained it all. And maybe those things are true. Maybe they played a role. Maybe she really was drowning emotionally and didn't know how to ask for help. But explanations don't stop the bleeding. Explanations don't erase the voice in my head that keeps asking, what if it happens again? She wants certainty from me, but I'm standing in the ruins of something she burned, and she's asking me to walk through those ashes and pretend the fire never happened. She wants me to be open, to be loving, to be romantic, to be vulnerable, to be available. But I'm hesitant because of her choices. I'm distant because of her actions. I'm guarded because of her betrayal. She keeps asking, why can't you just come back to me emotionally? But how can I dive back into something when I'm still bleeding from the last time she let me drown? I want to protect my heart. I want to protect my kids. I want to protect my sanity. Before I make a final decision, I need something she hasn't given me in a long time. Stability, honesty, accountability, and real change. Right now, I don't know what my future looks like. I don't know if rebuilding this marriage is bravery or self-destruction. I don't know if trusting her again is hope or denial. I don't know if loving her this deeply is strength or weakness. All I know is this: I am standing at a crossroads. One path leads back to her. The other leads into the unknown. And for the first time in my life, I don't know which one terrifies me more.